don't understand why I'm here again.
So we're gonna go over all the books. You remember? So you remember how you picked my books for May? You picked my TBR for May, my to be read.
Yes. Yes.
Well, oh, so sorry.
I'm right over here. You're looking over here. Are we starting this thing?
Yes, we're starting this thing. All right, take 5. All right, honey. Hey, honey. Do you remember how you picked my books first? Do you remember how you picked my books? Are we gonna read in May? Yeah. Well, today we are going to talk about those books because I have read every single one of them. So I thought that we could talk about them and go over my thoughts and opinions, and you could say your thoughts and opinions. And at the very end of the video, there's going to be something special that happens. Are you ready?
I don't see why I'm here.
Alright, the first 2 books you don't need to be here for, but you're going to sit anyway because you're already here. The first 2 books that I read in May were books 2 and 3 of the Chestnut Spring series. This is Heartless and this is Powerless. I read the first book back in April and I flew through it, so I read these 2 at the very beginning of May before Isaac picked my TBR. I needed something to read, and this is what needed to happen. So the second book, Heartless, is about Willa and Cade, and these are all like small town cowboy romances. Cade is a single father, and Willa comes to town to be his nanny, and it's a romance, so we all know what happens. But we all know what happens. Or did you forget what romance is?
No, keep going.
But anyway, Willa comes to town, becomes the nanny, they fall in love, we all know. And then we have Powerless, which is the 3rd book in the series. This is about Sloane and Jasper. And Jasper is a hockey player, a professional hockey player, and Sloane is a dancer. And they are childhood best friends, 2 lovers. And I rated both of these books a 4.5 star. I am like falling in love with this series. And just the found family in it is so good. You need to read these, by the way, eventually.
Sure. Yep.
Anyway, I love these books. The found family is so good. Each book is about a different member of the family, and so they all come together and have family dinners, and it's just great. And I'm actually reading Reckless, the 4th book in the series, right now, too. So, those are the first 2 books I read. They were both very highly rated. I love this series. You should read it. Then we get into the books that Isaac picked out for me. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Alright, the first book that I read from Isaac's TBR was the cat book, If Cats Disappeared from the World. Okay, this one was short. I read this book in, 2 days?
Something like that.
Something like that. I read most of it on a golf course, actually, in the golf cart. This one is literary fiction. The premise is this man finds out that he is sick, and so he makes a deal with the devil. But he does. That's what they say in the book.
Yeah.
That's what he is. They named him, right? Oh, Aloha. His name was Aloha. So, and he wore a Hawaiian shirt. Anyway, he made this deal, and for each day that he wanted to continue living, he had to get rid of one thing in the world. So it goes through day by day, and he gets rid of one thing every day, and just it talks about how the world and how he survives without that thing. And it makes you think a lot. For such a short book, I had to really think in this one. But it was good. I still don't know what to rate this. I don't know. Like, it was good. I enjoyed it. I'm still thinking about it.
Sounds like a 5-star to me.
I don't know if it's a 5-star.
If you're still thinking about it, it sounds like a 5-star.
Okay, well, apparently, according to Isaac, it's a 5-star. So we'll just go with it. You have anything you want to add?
Nope, I said everything before.
Well, you can just remind the viewers. We might have new viewers.
It was a good book, and you said exactly what I was talking about. It had more depth to it, so you had to think a little bit more, and I enjoyed that. And I enjoyed how short it was.
It was very short. It was very enjoyable. Then the next book that I read was Flirting Lessons by Jasmine Guillory. And this was the one that Isaac bought for me. He went to Target before we filmed, and he bought me books. And this was one of them. And this is about Avery and Taylor. And I honestly can't remember what this one was about.
Sounds like a great book. Can't remember it.
It was okay. It was like, I'm glad I read it.
How did it rank with the other Jasmine books?
This honestly is my least favorite Jasmine book.
Because you've read all of them.
I've read all of them.
Yeah, I've read all of them.
And you've read
almost all of them.
Almost all of them. I think you have a couple more to read.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one I think is my least favorite. The premise was fine. I'm remembering it now. It was, they had, one of them was teaching the other one how to flirt, basically. Flirting lessons, But the conflict at the end was miscommunication, and it could have been avoided. There was no need, and it went on for way too long, this miscommunication, and there was no need for it, and I didn't enjoy that part of it.
We don't like the miscommunication trope.
No, I don't think anybody enjoys the miscommunication trope.
It's just such an easy thing to put into a book, and such an easy thing to solve.
It is.
Oh, they're miscommunicating. How do we solve it? We communicate.
We communicate. It's not hard. And with this being Jasmine's, 10th book? She's done better conflicts before.
On count of three, what's your favorite book of Jasmine? 1, 2, 3.
The
Wedding
Proposal.
Date. Oh, The Proposal. You know, that is up there. I thought you were going to say The Wedding Date.
No, The Proposal is my favorite one.
Yeah. Right under that, though.
Is The Wedding Date.
The Wedding Date, yeah.
And The Wedding Party. Like those three.
The Wedding Party was good too, yeah.
Those first three are my favorite.
Yeah.
And Drunk on Love. Did you ever read Drunk? You read Drunk on Love.
Is that the wine one? They're
Yeah.
in the Napa Valley Road? Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was good.
Yep.
Yeah. This one actually follows side characters from Drunk on Love.
So recommend Jasmine, just maybe
Yeah.
not. This
Maybe
book.
skip this one, but I do recommend Jasmine. Yes. This one was a 3-star, if I didn't say that earlier. Just because of the miscommunication. Alright, then I read our book club book for the month of May. Remember, besties Jalen, Naya, and I have a book club. And Isaac, you actually read this book too with us, didn't you?
I picked the book.
You picked the book and you read it with us.
Yeah.
Yep, and that book is The Worst Best Man by Lucy Score. This one was good. I really enjoyed this book. Frankie's best friend is getting married, and Frankie is a maid of honor. So the first third of this book is all about the wedding, and they go to some island.
But the main issue is that Frankie and Aiden's first impression was not good.
Right.
They met at this is before the book takes place, but they met at the party.
The engagement party?
Yeah, the engagement party or
party?
something. Yeah, and Aiden made a stupid comment saying that Frankie looked like she danced really well, like a stripper. And Frankie took it as oh, you think I'm a stripper? And that's a good miscommunication trope.
That's a good miscommunication.
Yeah.
That wasn't even miscommunication. That was just we
That
said
was
something
just
stupid.
Yeah, and she takes things very seriously. But
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the first third of this book is all about the wedding, and so much happens. So much happens in the first part of this book. I was sitting in that chair and I was reading it, and Jayla was here. We were having girls' night, and I was reading. I seriously read the whole book to her, and she had already read it because I'm like, this line is good, this line is good, this part is good, and just it was all over the place in the best way possible, and it was exactly what I needed after flirting lessons. And then the last 60% or so of the book is just them following after the wedding and what happens then. And that is still good too.
That's still a lot of things that happen.
A lot of things happened, especially her brothers.
Yeah.
I love her brothers.
I think the only thing is the title is a little miscommunicating because it's The Worst Best Man, so you think the whole book's going to be about the wedding. Or maybe multiple weddings or something like that. And that is not the case. But the wedding is a big
part
for the first half of the book.
Yeah, it was so good. This one I gave 4.5 stars, I think.
That's
Something
fair.
like that. Yeah, it was good. It is spicy. Lucy Score always writes spicy. It's very open door. So go into that knowing that I did skip some chapters, because once you get there, you kind of know what to get to. So just be warned.
I think I skipped half the book.
It is a little much. Also, I read this one in a golf cart too. That day we took off.
It's a good place
to
read.
I read 80% of this book in the golf cart. Golfing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good time. Then I read another book that Isaac picked out for me, and I read The Hobbit by J.R.
It's just so nice looking.
We bought this book. We were at Barnes & Noble one Saturday, and we saw the pretty, call this a special edition? I don't know. We bought it. It's heavy though.
It's an anniversary edition.
Oh, an anniversary edition. Because that's how old the book is. We have to have the anniversary edition. This one is about Bilbo Baggins, and he is a hobbit. And one day, he's just living his nice little life in his hobbit hole.
His boring life, his average life, isn't that what they keep saying?
I
he just wants to be ordinary.
He wants to be
average.
ordinary. Yes, I thought it was a good time. He had his snacks. He had his nice, warm, cozy hobbit hole. It was a good time. And then one day, some dwarves arrive, and they wreak havoc upon his life.
Wreak havoc. They make him no longer ordinary.
They wreak havoc upon his life. And Gandalf comes to join them too. And so Bilbo and Gandalf and the dwarves all go on this little adventure.
Gandalf saw more in Bilbo than Bilbo saw in himself. and want him not to live just an ordinary life, but his life was made for more.
And you can't tell me that J.K. Rowling didn't take inspiration from The Hobbit when she wrote Harry Potter.
I don't know. It sounds like a bigger book than that. Just saying that, you know, this larger character that just appears, comes in and says, you know, your life's made for more. Just saying that probably took off of a different book, but sure, J.K. Rowling. Let's go with Harry Potter.
What book are you talking about?
The Bible! What do you mean? What book am I talking about?
Yes, but we all know that. We all know the correlation between the Bible and Harry Potter. That's not new news.
This is why I wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter as a child. So.
Anyway, back to The Hobbit.
Yes.
We can't do a video without me talking about Harry Potter.
Can't
back to The Hobbit.
Yes. Yes.
They all go on this adventure together. And as Isaac said, Gandalf sees more in Bilbo than Bilbo sees in himself. And by the end of the story, Bilbo has that, you know, come to Jesus moment with himself.
Saying it's the Bible and come to Jesus. Yeah.
I know.
Continue.
I know. This one was a journey to get through. It was a journey. Literally and, I don't know, mentally? Figuratively? Yes. I know it's a middle grade book. It's a young adult book.
It was a child's book from back in that time.
Also a classic. And the writing style in this book, I got the gist of things, but all the details just went in one ear and out the other. I didn't understand them.
I think I cheated probably when I read this book.
And tell them how you read this book.
Well, I would read a chapter and then I would spark notes the chapter just to make sure I understood what was happening. And sometimes, if things were getting a little too crazy, I would go and spark notes the next chapter and then read that chapter. But that made me enjoy the book so much more. So if that's cheating, fine. But it turned into one of my favorite books because of that. So. Well, good. Because I could fully understand that at that point. So.
I'm glad I read it.
What was the rating?
I don't know. I don't know how to rate this one either.
You didn't rate this one either?
I didn't rate this one
I don't
either.
think we're prepared for this video. The whole
Because it's a classic and I feel bad rating it low, but at the same time, like, it wasn't my favorite
I think a rating, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a rating is all personal. So like, I don't think you should listen to the people on the outside. I think you should think about what you feel
about
on the
what
inside.
I feel on the inside. All right, well, good. This at 3.5 based on Isaac's logic. I'm glad I read it though.
See.
It was one of those books that I feel like you need to read at some point in your life, and I read it, so go me. Then I read another book that Isaac bought for me. He got me Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. Abby is one of my favorite authors. I love her so much. She writes romance, but there's a lot of like emotional depth into it, and this one was no different. This one is about Samantha, and she is going through family struggles. Her mom has dementia, and she has to go home to help her family take care of her mom. Then we have Xavier, our male, and he is a veterinarian, and he lives in Minnesota. So that's where Samantha started out, but then she had to move home to California. Okay, so this is like a long distance relationship, but it doesn't feel like a long distance relationship because they make time to see each other, they make time to, be with each other. And the way that the meet cute in this book is Samantha finds this cat just in the wilderness.
Many people would call that a stray cat.
In the wilderness. And she takes him to the vet just to get him checked out. And it turns out that this cat does not have a butthole. So Xavier's over here like, you either need to raise all this money to save the cat, or we need to, So Samantha goes and she raises all this money to save the cat, and then she brings him back to the vet, and that's when Xavier's like, oh, you did it, hooray, let's go out. And so they go on this wonderful, magical date, and then the next day Samantha has to leave for California, and that's where the rest of the story goes.
So many questions.
I know, so you should read the book, because you are Xavier in this book. Like, I annotated this book as I was reading it, because I do that for all of Abby's books, and there were so many things I just underlined, and I put Isaac next to it, because this male main character is Isaac.
Yeah, I spent my life saving cats without a butthole.
You understand what I'm trying to say. The viewers understand me more than you do.
That's fair.
They do. So anyway, this book was great. This was a 5-star read. It made me cry at the end. I loved this book so much. This has gotten mixed reviews, so I was a little worried going into it, but everything that people say they didn't like about this book, I actually liked about it. So I would recommend this book. I would recommend all of Abby's books. They're good if you want like some romance, but more like emotional depth to it, and just to feel something. They're so good. 5 stars. Then we have one more book to talk about, but I have not finished this book yet. I filmed this on Monday, and the end of the month is not till Friday, so I still have time to finish it. And that is Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. This one is also a fantasy, and this is the one that Isaac read, and it made him giggle, it made his co-worker giggle, it made everybody giggle. I have yet to giggle, so don't know where that falls in.
I don't know. My co-worker Chance, he giggles at everything, but he...
Mr. Skibbity.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I have met all the Dougs, though.
I love the Dougs. The Dougs are great.
Mm-hmm. This one is about Tress, and she is on a journey to find the love of her life, Charlie.
Yeah, like she's met him. It's been like a year since I've read this, so
they met. So they met like when she was living on the island. They were both living on the island, and Charlie is apparently the son of the king or something, and then they move away. And then like a year later, the king comes back but doesn't bring Charlie back with him. So Tress is like, well, I'm going to go find Charlie. So now, Jairus, I am on page like 100. I'm on part 4. I just started part 4 of the book. And Tress is like, I'm going to go on this journey. I'm going to find Charlie and bring him back home. So now Tress is on a boat in the sea with all the Dougs.
The deal about the sea, correct me if I'm wrong, water plays a role. It has what's called spores in it. And the spores will go and expand or something like that. If you get touched by the spores, it's not good.
Yes. So there are, that's like the magic system, the fantasy element in the book is there are spores. If they get touched by water, they expand and can kill you. And it's very dangerous.
And that's about the most fantasy magic system in the book. And that's probably why I liked it. Because I do like fantasy. Mm-hmm. But if you start losing me in the whole, I've got to read a manual to figure out the magic system.
It's just too much.
But the spores I can understand that much.
Yes, I am enjoying this book so far. It's
right.
And I'm understanding it. I don't know if it's 5-star. I still have
5-star.
Most of the book left.
Yeah.
And let's see, this far. Anyway, that is the last book that I probably will be reading. And then I have Reckless too by Elsie Silver, but we'll get to that once we finish this one. So those are all the books that I read in May.
All right, it's been fun.
No, we're not done yet, though. Remember, we had that special surprise.
That's right, okay.
Okay, so I was thinking, actually, you came up with the special surprise.
Well, first, how did I do as far as picking your TBR?
I think you did very well. I think...
What were you nervous about going into
I was nervous about The Hobbit, because it's a classic. And I was nervous about the Cats book, but that was so short and I flew through it. That was good, and I understood that book. The other one.
Yeah, you were really nervous about the Cats book. And
I know. I don't know why.
Like this.
I did like it.
Yeah.
According to Isaac, it was a 5-star for me. So, but no, The Hobbit was the one I was the most worried about, just because it was a classic and the writing, and I didn't know, if I would understand it or not.
And then were you a little nervous about Tress as well too?
Not really, because I did want to Tress just feels like a springy, summery fantasy book. I just wasn't sure if I was going to be in the mood for a fantasy. Because fantasy is more like fall, winter. But I am enjoying it. And it's just like, it's more like, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's romantasy, because there's not like really, she's trying to find her love, but I don't know. It's just like we're going on this journey and we're just chilling. You know what I mean? We're vibing on a boat, which is summer, so.
With the Dougs. Vibing with the Dougs.
We're vibing with the Dougs. That's all we're doing, basically.
It's a great band name, too.
It is.
Vibing with the Dougs.
Yes, it is.
They play smooth jazz on Thursdays.
Okay.
Are we done yet?
No, we still have the special surprise.
Okay.
But you did very well on the romance books. I did enjoy those.
Okay.
Then
the books that I didn't read.
The books that you didn't read. Well,
that I bought you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you bought good books. So our special surprise is because Isaac for his birthday month in May picked my TBR. I thought that for the month of June, which is my birthday month, I could pick Isaac's TBR, and he's going to read all these books and then come back in the end of June and tell us what his thoughts about them.
Okay.
This is just more reasons to get him in the videos, because I know you all love him. Comment down below how much you love Isaac. All right, so how many books can I pick for you?
Let's go. 3.
3?
If I read 3, that's good.
Okay, we're going to pick Isaac's 3 books. Now, can I just make one little caveat here?
Okay, yeah.
This one doesn't count for the TBR.
Wait, what?
This one doesn't count for the TBR, but this is a book that I've been asking you to read since January.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you have to read it.
Yeah.
But he waited so that he can listen to it. And that's Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. He's
I'm
read
all
the
for
first two. He's read the first two. He just needs to get to the third one so that we can all talk about it together.
Yeah. So when Leslie takes a trip, it's usually my goal to read something that she's begged me to read. And so you took a trip, what, last fall?
Last fall, when I went camping.
Yeah, you
with
went
my mom.
camping with your mom. And she had been begging me to read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. Mm-hmm. Just been telling me to read it. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to read it. Well, I had you were gone over a weekend or something like that?
Yeah, I was gone for 3 days.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what, I'll read Fourth Wing. But I also was like, I also need to, every husband knows this, you also clean the house while the wife's gone, all that stuff. Like, you want to make sure everything's great. So I was like, I'll just audiobook it or whatever. Did a regular audiobook for Fourth Wing and loved it. Listened to that in the first day and a half, and I was like, we're moving on. And then they have this spatial audio, which if you're an audiobook lover and you've never listened to spatial audio, or even if you haven't listened to audiobooks, like spatial audio is fantastic.
That's the one where they do all the sound effects, right?
Yeah. The thing it reminds me of is, and anyone who's grown up in Sunday school and church, there was always this thing called The Adventures of Odyssey or whatever. Used to be a radio show, and then it was a podcast and audiobooks and stuff. But I always loved listening to it because it had the sound effects of people walking, and you could hear everything. Anyways, the audiobooks,
okay.
Spatial audio. It's just like, you didn't listen to Adventures in Odyssey?
No, I don't think so.
Interesting. You're missing out.
All right.
I mean, I don't know if we would listen to it now. Anyway, so spatial audio is fantastic. I mean, the way they say is they're like, it's a movie for your mind. And so, but I mean, you've got the different voice actors and you've got the different sound effects and everything happening. Another Brandon Sanderson book, Warbreaker, I listened to as spatial audio and loved it. That was great.
Mm-hmm. You listened to Akatar spatial audio, right?
I think no.
You didn't like Akatar.
No, I didn't listen to Akatar spatial audio. It hadn't come out yet. So
okay.
So and honestly, I'm probably waiting until it does. But anyways, where are we on now? Onyx Storm. Onyx Storm came out this past month on spatial audio. Mm-hmm. So that's we're about to go on a trip, and it's going to involve an airplane, and I think that's probably when I'll listen to it. So
I was going to say you could also do it when I'm camping with my mom again.
I could do that. Actually, that might be a better thing. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So
we'll see. All right, then I have 3 physical books for him, and I thought long and hard about this.
It's a lot of books for me in a month, but okay.
It will be okay. We're taking vacations.
You know, last June I read 11 books.
See, he's got this.
But I'm slower at reading this year, so I'm not reading.
Okay, but school
books.
is over.
Yeah.
We don't have anything to do. We're taking 2 big vacations in June, so
yeah,
you'll be fine. All right, the first book is actually a book that I have not read yet. It's on my TBR card.
It's going well. Okay.
But
I don't know these books, so I'm like I don't know what she's about to pick, so I'm very concerned.
Curious?
Yeah, I'm very curious.
Concerned? Is that the thing?
Okay.
Now you're just dropping things. It's ridiculous.
What is this book?
So this book is called The Stand-In by Lily Chu. And I bought this book a long time ago because I read the back. I was at Barnes and I read the back and it sounded good. So I'm like, I'll buy that. And then I never read it. But just recently I was watching a BookTube video. Tiffany. She's the new one we're watching.
Okay. We like Tiffany.
We like Tiffany. Yes, we like Tiffany. But she was saying this is one of her 5-star reads. And I'm like, well, you and I kind of had the same taste. And she was explaining this, and I'm like, Isaac would love that book. It's about Grace.
I'm guessing this is Grace.
One of them is Grace.
One of them.
I think this is Grace. Yes, this normal one is Grace. And she...
Normal one?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me explain the book.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Grace.
And Grace just went through a life catastrophe. It looks like she got fired and she hasn't gotten her mother into the nursing home. She's just holding it all together, right? So then one day this mysterious SUV pulls up beside her, revealing Chinese cinema's golden couple, and Gracie's world is turned on her head. So the famous actress over here has a proposition. So apparently Grace and the actress look the same, so then they switch lives.
This sounds a lot like the Lizzie McGuire movie.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best movies.
Mm-hmm.
Right under Princess Diaries 2.
Yeah. So they want to switch lives, but there's a catch. And Gracie will have to be escorted by Sam, the most attractive and infuriating man Gracie has ever met. So I'm assuming the romance is between Gracie and Sam. But she has to live this whole Chinese famous actress' life.
Lizzie McGuire movie.
So,
Have you
I thought that
ever
Isaac would enjoy
seen
this.
such a beautiful... Okay.
right?
Yeah, sure. This is gonna be great.
Because you like the glitz and the glamour and the princess. What's your favorite movie?
Princess Diaries 2.
What's your favorite book?
Twisted Games.
And that's about a
princess.
So I thought that he would enjoy this one. The next book is a Christina Lauren book, and this is...
No, I'm so excited. It's great. Great. Continue.
Alright, this is The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. This is their newest release. It came out last summer. This one is about Anna and Liam. And Anna and Liam met in college, and they started dating, and they got together, and then they broke up. But they had told their families that they had gotten married. I think that's how it went. They told their families that they got married, or they got married so that Anna had a place to live, and just, for reasons.
Tax purposes.
Tax purposes, yes. Exactly.
Which is why we got married.
Exactly. No! Shut up. Then when they graduated, they got divorced, or so Anna thought. Liam had never told his family that they got divorced. So then fast forward 5 years later, Liam's sister is getting married, and he has to invite Anna because his whole family thinks that they are married. So
Liam didn't think this through.
Liam didn't think this through. So then Anna's like, what the heck? So she has to, pretend to be Liam's wife for the duration of this wedding with his family. Now, Anna is like us. She's just kind of normal, poor, right out of college, trying to find a job, struggling artist type person. Liam's family is rich. And this family is on some remote private island. And Anna's like, so then Liam goes to Anna and he's like, hey, can you do this for me? And there's some little bargain deal. I can't remember the full details about it.
Can you do this for me? I forgot to send a text.
Basically.
I kind of failed to mention.
So then Liam and Anna strike up a deal so that Anna comes to this wedding and pretends to be Liam's wife. And so then, we get to the bulk of the story. And so we have, private island wedding in the summer, rich family drama.
A little bit of enemies to lovers.
A little bit,
right? I mean,
yeah.
not necessarily
a little
enemies,
bit.
but
Not, like rivals-ish to lovers,
Yeah.
but it's so good. I gave this one a 5-star last year.
I-
I think you'll enjoy it. What?
I think it's gonna be good.
I think you'll enjoy it. Yeah.
Okay, this is fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to start reading it now?
Are we done?
No, we have one more book to do.
I don't
Okay.
have this time.
This one is also on Libby, so you can get it on your Kindle.
Oh, fantastic.
Alright, the last book, and I'm scared to show him this book.
Oh no.
Because
You want me to close my eyes?
Yeah.
I don't like the
We should
sound
do the
of
one.
that.
We should do the one where you close your eyes and try and guess what it is. Okay?
Okay, okay.
I'm scared.
Okay, it's paperback.
Mhm.
Smells like a book.
Mhm.
Feels like a book.
Mhm.
You're giving me nothing. I
I know.
at least gave you some type of hint.
I have been wanting you to read this.
That's like every book in existence.
I know. I have been talking. I just finished this series.
You finished this series. Oh no.
Mhm.
What series did you just finish? I swear, if this is Magnolia Parks. This is the Magnolia Parks, yay! Oh, so happy. This is great. Can't wait.
He's never gonna read any of these books.
Oh,
He's not gonna read
June's
any of
such a
them.
great month.
June is a great month.
Oh my goodness.
What?
The fact you gave me just romance, I mean, wow. Okay. Alright.
This is Magnolia Parks.
Uh,
This is a 5-book series. This one's more like this one's not romance.
okay, that's
If
right.
you go into this thinking it's a romance, you're gonna hate this book.
Okay, good.
Okay.
And we've got some help here. You said something about it's like British people.
It is London socialite drama. So we have BJ and Magnolia, and they are star-crossed lovers. But BJ did something bad, and now Magnolia has problems with that. And so this first book goes through kind of what happened, how we
First
got.
book?
Yes, it's a 5-book series. You don't need to read the whole series. I'm asking you to read the first book.
Okay. all
Okay?
right, okay.
I'm asking you to read the first book.
Okay.
So like I was saying, Magnolia has issues with what BJ did to her. And this book, the first book, kind of goes through what happened, how everything happened, and kind of their lives. It followed, like, it's just like it's a reality TV show in a way. Like, you're reading a reality TV show, because there's plot, but it's not like plot based. It's more character based, where we're following their lives. We're just chilling with them. We're vibing with them in London as their high society London socialites. Okay, it's reality.
All right.
It's reality TV. Do not go into this book thinking it's a romance, because it is not a romance. It is a toxic relationship. And then as you go throughout the series, you follow more and more of the characters, and you get more and more bits and pieces of their lives. Think of it like a 5-season Real Housewives of London, and you'll enjoy it.
We do like the Real Housewives.
We do like the Real Housewives. Think of it that way. That's how I thought of it. And I rated all 5 books 5 stars. It's one of my favorite series.
Well, it was one of your favorites.
It is one of my favorites. So how do you feel about this TBR?
I appreciate that
He's trying to be nice so that I don't get mad.
I appreciate that you have thought about the things that I like, and certain things that remind you of things that I like, and you have compiled those into a list of 3 books, none of them small. And I appreciate that you thought of me in this way. I look forward to reading these 3 books, and yeah, I
just give them a chance.
They're very
give them a chance.
The only reservation is, like, these are definitely 3 books that I would eventually, 2 books at least that I would eventually read. To put all 3 in one month, that's what I'm a little concerned about.
Yeah,
but it'll be fine.
Genre wise, it's not but you have Onyx Storm to break it up.
That's right. Yeah, got Onyx Storm.
And if you get into a
Put
reading,
some dragons into there.
If you get into a reading kick, we can get some more fantasy out, or more mystery,
more books,
or whatever.
Apparently. All right. Yeah. But no, this is this will be great. This will be great.
It will be great.
I'm choosing joy.
You are choosing joy.
Great.
And they're all on Kindle.
Perfect.
How mad are you right now?
I'm not mad. I appreciate that you have done this for me.
All right. And that is all for today's video. That was my May wrap-up and Isaac's June TBR.
Where's your June TBR?
I'm not making a June TBR.
Oh, why not?
Because it's my birthday month. I do have a vacation TBR and like a summer TBR that we'll talk about in June, but I'm not going to pick a June TBR because it's my birthday month too, and I just kind of want to read what I want to read.
It's not a month. It's just a day.
But
it's literally called a birthday.
I'm less.
I didn't sit through May going, it's my birthday month.
But the week before your birthday, you said it was your birthday week.
Yeah, just because you kept saying that, but it
so
was
if we go by
definitely
that
not
logic,
a month.
then we'll be on vacation, then we'll come home, it'll be my birthday week, then I go on vacation again, then I go on vacation again. So, really. Anyway, that is the end of our video. Please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff you know how to do. And we hope that you enjoyed this video. And we hope that you keep reading, because we know we will. Thank you for watching. Nessie Reads.
As I always say, oh no, I did it wrong. I did it.
Well, should we try it again? Maybe it's a sign that we shouldn't be doing that anymore.
As I always say, the future is very bright. We'll see you guys. Did you take your glasses off?
No!
What?
I never take my glasses off. That's a you and Matt thing. Should we do it again so I take my glasses off? Alright, let's do it again.
Nope, it's fine.
And as he always says, the
It's
future
lost.
is very bright.
No, you just make it wrong. It's just weird. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm leaving.